Well, hello everybody. Just thought I'd do another American Eagle history video for you. So just going to do 1 year. Hopefully it's a little bit shorter. Man, that 2006, I can't believe how long that one went. So we'll just do 2007 now. So starting like normal, that's my 2007 bullion strike. I'll show you the back. No mint mark, so that's just a bullion. And has that kind of a satin finish. It's a pretty decent one. It's not really perfect, but I just kind of go for eye appeal. I do update them from time to time if I see something I like a little bit better. But that one's pretty decent. For the most part, I'm happy with. I'm not really searching for a lot right now. So that's that. Next up, like normal, is the proof. Let me start this way. So that's the box for the proof in 2007, kind of shoving things around here a little bit, but yeah, 2006 had been like that, I guess since 1986, where it's been oriented like that, if you're kind of looking at the dimensions. And they decided to do that, and that remains to this day. I checked out my collection really quick. It's like, yep, they changed in 2007, and it stayed like that right until today. It's still like that. And then just to compare, so if you get clamshells sitting around, you wonder what's what. So I can tell you that's, other than the color, of course, changed sometime in the late 90s to that blue color. Other than the color change, it started off as like a maroon. So the blue ones, yeah, the eagle on there even changed. You can kind of see where the little thing is to open it. So they've got they changed the eagle direction. I guess that'd be the easier way to put it, as well as, again, the covers also changed. So a little bit of a change there. For the code, I'll go ahead and show you that. It did go to Z76. I'll show you the bottom side of the 2006. I got the label on there different, so it does maybe a little bit of sense. 2006 Z66 went to Z76 for 2007. Like I say, it doesn't really make a lot of sense why they're using those particular numbers. I'll see if I can get it out of here easy enough without my normal struggle. Yeah, there it is. See if it wants to come out. Yeah, good. So it's, I'm sure, a nice example. Everything, I know everything in my set for proofs, unless they started to tone or milk spot on me, should be pretty good. I probably haven't had that out of the box for a while. I see the capsule's a little bit scratched up and not bad, and then still being made at West Point like they had been doing for a few years at that point. So that's in good shape. So as you probably already know, I like going into my packaging and COAs and stuff like that. I'm just into that sort of thing. So kind of keeping track of the changes here. So there's easy enough to see 2006, 2007, they made that, looks like a little bit bigger, and put it down on the bottom instead for whatever reason. When the proof came out in 2006, they had that deputy director, I don't know how to pronounce that name, David Lebrick. I don't know what it is. Sorry, David, if you're watching this, which I highly doubt. Okay. And then 2007, then it's Edmund Moy. So it changed, and actually we know, I'll get into this a little bit more, but we know that Edmund Moy must have taken over sometime in 06, because his signature is actually on the uncirculated COA, which I'll get to that. I'll get to that next. Other than that, I mean, it looks pretty much the same, though I noticed that the word spacing changed a little bit. It's like, why is that word spacing a little bit different? And the reason I see is this one says Liberty Coin Act of 1985, and this one just says the Liberty Coin Act of 1985 isn't in there. So kind of, like I say, I know I'm geeking out, but anyways, I noticed that spacing changed a little bit. I usually don't get into it quite that far, but that's what it is. Oh, and then I'll go back to 2005 again, just kind of show the variations. It's easy enough to tell what you have because the year is on it, but just the treasury seal, and then they have the stripes behind the treasury seal, and then it kind of changed locations and got a little bit bigger. So that is about all I can think of to talk about on the proof stuff right now. I'll start on my uncirculated stuff next. Okay, and here I've got the uncirculated stuff. I'll just kind of combine this with the proof stuff here a little bit. Again, where the orientation of that box changed for what I would call, it's almost like that's what, portrait and that's landscape mode. If you want to think about it that way, it's a good way of putting it. The uncirculated, so that's the first year, that's the 2006. At 2007, see, they're keeping that the same. So I'm just kind of wondering if they just decided in 2007 to change the orientation of the proof just to make it different somehow. I guess that's the only way I could look at it. This stayed oriented this direction until the Type 1 I looked through it. Yeah, so it was starting in 07. It was the proof was like that. The uncirculated was like that until 2021, the Type 2. When the uncirculated came out, then it's that way on all of them now. So that's kind of what I've noticed. So getting into the uncirculated, again, this was my 06, where it came in that bag. Anything on that bag? No, nothing stitched on the bag, but it's nice enough. Again, you remember from last time, if you're one of the dozen people that watched for that video where that is in the capsule, but it's just inside that bag. And this became real popular for several years, where they don't have a clamshell from the start for a long time from the start. It's just in that kind of a fuzzy sort of a tray. But there's the 2007. It's West Point, of course. So just to show that, and I assume most guys watching this would realize it looks pretty much like a bullion finish. It's just the satin finish. It's handled maybe a little bit nicer. It's not thrown into tubes and whatever, so they handle it a little bit nicer. And has the mint marks. That's West Point, of course. So nice coin. I like it. They were doing a good job back then. They still do a pretty good job. People are just getting picky, right? I think people are getting pickier. They want those things that grade out at a 70. I think that's their biggest problem. And then as far as the COA, I'll get that out here. So that the 2006 just said inaugural. Can I pronounce that? Yes, I think I did. Inaugural issue. That looks like probably the same size to me. I don't think they enlarged it or anything like that. And again, in 06, like what I was mentioning before, and this is flimsier paper. It's not a cardstock. It's really just a glossy, like a magazine print paper, I guess you'd say. But that was signed by Moy in 2006. And 2007 is still, it was Moy then too. So sometime during 2006, Moy must have taken over in between the proof and the uncirculated releases, I guess. So there's that. So this year, I just have one more thing to talk about. Then I think that's, the codes, I guess I could mention the codes. I remember right, yeah, they even put, boy, talk about making sure you're getting the right lid. They even have the sticker on there. I've got it upside down, but that's focus, you were doing it, Z7F, and this was, I believe, Z6F. Yeah, and Z6F, so they're just changing that middle number. But I know it does get kind of screwy with those numbers. The first few years, it seemed to be making a slight amount of sense. Not that the letters meant anything, but at least they're going like from 6 to 7 and like that. So I'll get this kind of packaged up a little bit. Got one more thing to show you then. Okay, so 2007, I think this is really kind of neat because I like the different sets. I've had these sets, but they've pretty much just been 1 year only kind of sets. Well, we finally get into in 2007. It took, what would this be at this point, 21 years before they actually have kind of an annual set. So this would be like the first set with a silver eagle in it that was actually produced annually, and it actually was produced for quite a while. The next few years, people watching this are probably familiar with what happened later on in this decade, right? But had a good start. Anyways, had a couple years of this before things kind of fell through for a while. I think I'm gonna just cut the camera and then I'll get this out. I don't think I can do this very well with the camera in hand, or excuse me, phone. I'm a professional here, right? And I do have a few of these that are sealed too. I just picked this one because it's not sealed, so that just kind of slides out of there. It's what, identical artwork, I guess, actually. And open it up. I can do that anyways with my, oh, I keep forgetting it. It's hinged from the top like that. I keep thinking it's like a book. Well, it is like a book, but okay, never mind. This seems to be kind of a popular thing for these to come with, where they tell you, can I demonstrate if I kind of, see my feet or something? But you can take your thumb and forefinger and kind of put your forefinger on the back, your index finger, I guess, and put on the back. And if those get crooked, you can straighten them out. The Silver Eagle does not. The Silver Eagle is fixed. But yeah, the annual, and I will kind of hover that like for a second in case you do want to stop the video and read what that all says. But it explains the set. But yeah, it's basically, I hate to keep saying basically all the time, it's uncirculated coins. So the presidential dollars came out that year. So there's the first one is Washington, and kind of go around, I guess they're in order. I'm not exactly a historian, but yeah, I think that's in order going that way. And then a uncirculated SAC dollar, and that is, trying to zoom on it, that's a D. The rest of them are all Philadelphia. But yeah, it's real beautiful coins. And then the Silver Eagle is uncirculated. Again, then that's not bullion. That actually is uncirculated. So I'll flip it around. Oh, nice. Just flip it around that way so you can see the, well, I guess on, is that the obverse? And those are the, whatever they are, you can see the other side. How about that? You can see the other side. And then, again, that is a 2007 uncirculated. It's got the West Point mint mark on it. So that's that. So yeah, and there'll be more of these to come. They made these for several years. As long as they were making the presidential dollars, they ran out of dead presidents, and they kind of had to wrap it up then, I guess, is what you would say. Oh, and I did have, since people don't mind me cheating a little bit, the 2007 proof and the uncirculated both went up $1 in 2007. The proof was $29.95 and the uncirculated was $21.95. So I think that uncirculated, to me, that's $8 less. I think that's a pretty good deal. I don't think there's that much difference now. Maybe there is. I'd have to double check. But and then this set was $31.95. Where you think about that price, it's okay. So $21.95 would get you the uncirculated, which this has, and then it's like another $10 where you're getting $5 face value in those other coins. So I think that was probably a pretty good price. People would love it if they had prices like that today on stuff. They made. Oh, and I could not find a code on this. I'll mention that. No idea if this has a sales code on it or not. I've never been able to find one. It probably did. I just cannot find out what it is. You think it would be, on here somewhere. Oh, and then this is actually your COA. Maybe you like a shot of that too if you wanted to read about that. And it has Moy's signature on that as well. But never have found a code on it. You would think it would be maybe like down in that corner or something like that. And just online, I've never been able to find a sales code for this. I could never find out exactly the production on this set. I think it was about 100,000. That's what I think. Don't quote me or say that's what old Gilly said, but I'm pretty sure it was like around 100,000 or so. Well, I think I will just wrap this one up right now, and thanks a lot for watching, everyone. I'll try doing another one here in a week or so. Take care, everyone.